Picture a quiet room, doors sealed, lamps low, the city outside already restless. This is not a farewell dinner. This is the moment before a controlled collapse. The Last Supper is often painted as gentle, warm, and intimate. But strip away the later sentiment, and what remains is far more unsettling. This was a night designed, not remembered, a descent planned in advance. In ancient initiatory traditions, transformation never begins with light. It begins with breaking what already exists. Resurrection is impossible until identity is fractured. And that fracture began here. The table was not a symbol of friendship. It was a closed circuit. 12 figures arranged not as students, but as forces. Across ancient cosmologies, 12 represents containment, the zodiac that locks time into cycles, the planetary rulers that bind motion, the psychological loops that keep consciousness tethered to flesh. Bringing 12 together was not community, it was summoning the full architecture of limitation. The room became a prison by design. When the bread was lifted, it was not comfort. Bread is grain that has been destroyed to become useful, crushed, burned, reshaped. This is my body was not poetic language, it was a declaration of consent. The initiate does not flee matter, he allows himself to be broken by it deliberately, to pass through it rather than around it. Then came the wine, darker, more precise. Wine is blood transformed through decay. Fermentation is wrought with intention. In ancient physiology, decay was not failure, it was the gateway to luminosity. Life does not shine until it decomposes into something else. This is why blood symbolism appears across civilizations, not as brutality, but as mechanics. Corruption is the engine of radiance. Even the betrayal was not accidental. Judas was not a mistake in the story, he was the trigger. Every closed system requires an internal collapse. Without a breaker, nothing opens. Betrayal is the hand that shatters alignment once it is complete. Without it, the structure remains stable and transformation never occurs. The gate stays closed. When the coming destruction was spoken aloud, it was not prophecy, it was a seal. Ancient rites always include a moment where the initiate names what is about to happen. Speech locks the sequence into reality. After that, silence takes over. Events move forward without resistance. The ritual cannot be reversed. Even the seating was calculated. Tension was distributed, dominance encoded, exposure balanced. The central figure acted as a conduit, absorbing psychic pressure and redistributing it long enough for the transfer to complete. This was not teaching, this was energetic engineering under extreme constraint. And the command to do this in remembrance was never about repeating a meal. In esoteric language, remembrance means retrieval, accessing power through reenactment of inner mechanics, not outer symbols. Those who copy the surface inherit nothing. Those who understand the current step into it. The Last Supper was the final stabilization before the body was offered to public destruction as an interface. Death was not the end point, it was ignition. That is why the story survived while the mechanism disappeared. Power is always hidden once it becomes dangerous. Those who see only love are given comfort. Those who see obedience are given control. But those who recognize the ritual understand immediately. This was not a story meant to soothe. It was a manual for entering darkness without being consumed by it. And that knowledge was never intended for everyone.